$55 a gallon. I'm John Clemens.
Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg said she hopes to stay on the Supreme Court for at least another 5 years until she is 90. She did an interview yesterday on CNN where she said that her senior colleague, Justice John Paul Stevens, stepped down when he was 90. So she said, quote, I think I have at least another 5 years left, unquote. You're listening to USA Radio News.
Hi, everybody. This is Emma, and when I'm looking for some exciting fun, I head over to Glow Zone Las Vegas. Glow Zone is a local family fun center that combines family entertainment with challenging attractions that will keep everyone having fun for hours. Glow Zone features rock climbing walls, bumper cars, mini golf, and indoor Ninja Warrior courses, all combined with glow-in-the-dark fun. Glow Zone is also great for birthday parties and special events. Check out their website at lv.glowzone.us. I'll see you at Glow Zone.
The Harlem Globetrotters will bring their amazing feats of basketball world tour to Las Vegas at the Thomas & Mack Center Sunday, August 12th. Witness amazing Globetrotter moments that become unforgettable Globetrotter memories and experience the antics that will have kids of all ages laughing the entire time. Don't miss the world-famous Harlem Globetrotters at the Thomas & Mack Center, August 12th. Tickets are available at unlvtickets.com. That's unlvtickets.com.
Kiss by Monster Mini Golf is a must-see and play in Las Vegas. Located inside the Rio, this unique family and group experience is open from 10 a.m. to midnight. Be immersed in 13,000 square feet of Kiss unique design, never seen before Kiss props, and video which surrounds the 18-hole glow-in-the-dark mini golf course with a live DJ offering fun and prizes. There's also a gift shop, a rock and roll wedding chapel, and event room for hosting outings and parties. Visit monsterminigolf.com/kiss and follow on Facebook.
School's back in session, and we're celebrating with Back to School Night, presented by Wheelan Engineering. Saturday, August 25th. All students 18 and under, plus faculty, staff, and college students with valid receive free. August 25th, the Bull Ring, Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
The thoughts and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the program's participants and do not necessarily represent those of station staff, management, and advertisers.
Are you looking for someone to provide training to your sales staff? Do you need a motivational speaker about how to handle change? Do you have an upcoming event that needs an MC to handle those responsibilities? Well, look no further than longtime Las Vegas radio personality, Aaron Phillips. I am local to Las Vegas, and I can blend my talents with any audience. For more information, please visit www.aaronphillipsvoice.com and book me for your next event or training needs.
It's that time. It's time for Aaron's Hour. Aaron's Hour. Your source for information, inspiration, motivation, and fun. If you're looking to talk politics or religion, this show's not for you. Aaron's Hour. Aaron's Hour. Conversations with the opinion makers, movers and shakers, risk takers, and your phone calls at 702-221-7283. That's 702-221-SAVE. Aaron's Hour. Aaron's Hour. Hosted by longtime Las Vegas broadcaster, author, motivational speaker, and member of the Las Vegas Entertainers Hall of Fame, Aaron Phillips. In seminars across the country, he's inspired and motivated thousands. Now he's going to inspire and motivate you. And he'll do it with passion, style, and his trademark sense of humor. Now, here is the host of Aaron's Hour, Aaron Phillips.
Welcome to the July 30th edition of Aaron's Hour, coming to you live from KSHP 1400 AM, Las Vegas, Nevada. I hope everybody out there is having a great day. Hope you had a great weekend. Next to the last day of July.
Already.
Yeah, you know what that means. Back to school, ladies and germs.
So excited.
Yes. My wife, who's an administrator in the school district, started back on Wednesday contractually. So she's back in the fold of getting up at 5 a.m. and getting out of the house in 45 minutes. And yes, that means the streets will get busier. That means school zones will be even more so enforced again starting in a couple of weeks. So we're going to talk about that in a few minutes, and the dog days of August. Also, tomorrow's the trade deadline for Major League Baseball.
Oh, okay.
Non-waiver trades can happen, and there's a lot going on. Mr. Danny, how are you doing?
I'm excited for school to start.
I
Get
know
my
you
kids out of my hair.
It's funny. A lot of parents start off, oh, it's great. We'll have a good summer. The kids are out. We'll vacation. We'll go here, go that. Give that about 2 days before they say, when does school start?
That's about how long it took.
Right, exactly. So I don't have those days anymore. Actually, I shipped off. I shipped off my sound doctor, the mixer.
Yeah.
She left Saturday for Japan.
How fun.
8:30. She had an 8 o'clock flight out of here to LAX, then a 2-hour layover, and then about 30 minutes later was her flight to Japan.
Wow.
She emailed us as soon as she landed and got settled a little bit. It was the biggest airplane she'd ever been on, as well as the biggest bathroom she's ever had the opportunity to use on one of those planes. Those of you on Facebook, you see to my right, I have my first guest sitting here joining us, Miss Lisa Vasquez. How are you, Lisa?
Very well, thank you.
Come right into that microphone.
Very
there
well,
you
thank
go.
you so
Let
much,
them hear
Aaron.
you. Thank you for joining us. We'll hear more from Lisa coming up after the first break, but as always, my guests are welcome to chime in on my first segment comments. So she's in Japan. She snapshot pictures already of their load in because they start their shows, I think, tomorrow. But of course, it's already like 15 hours ahead. It's tomorrow there now, okay, which really messes up all of our lines of communication.
Right.
But it is hot and humid there. It's like 80 degrees, but like 90% humid. It's like East Coast.
Ouch.
So she sent us some pictures this morning through Snapchat, and boy, she looks like she was run over by a truck back and forth 10 times.
The jet lag, all the work that goes into setting up.
Amen.
Oh, yeah.
Amen. Yeah, she was just worn out, beaten up, but it is going to be an experience that'll be like none other.
I was going to say, I bet she wouldn't trade it for anything in the world.
No.
Yep.
In the meantime, my other daughter, Radar, who's out in Virginia working for Old Dominion University, she shot us pictures of her being on Virginia Beach on Sunday with some friends and everybody, and she shot those over while I was in my pool at my apartment at my condo complex with thunder rolling over my head yesterday afternoon. It was thundering up by us. So I'm hearing these low rumbles. You probably saw the same thing up in your area, about 3 or so in the afternoon, those dark clouds coming over the mountains, right?
I thought something would happen.
Yeah.
Nothing really happened.
My wife's phone was buzzing off with all these warnings, alerts, right?
In Henderson, I had it. But we
you have
didn't
any
get
rain?
any storms, but we got the clouds and the warnings and everything.
Yeah, it's crazy. But that's this time of year here. You have those unexpected monsoons. All right, a couple of things caught my attention over the weekend. Unfortunately, well, of course, back to school preparations, good or bad. Now, remember, folks, when you're going out getting your stuff for your student children, no matter what age, there's a lot of specials going on. If you need supplies, I hate to give them a plug, but I'm going to. Kmart over on Washington and Buffalo is in the process of closing. So everything in there is like 40% off. My wife and I went there and rated their stuff, so we had some new clothes at our new sizes now. 36 jeans officially around my waist right now. So go there. Your schools are going to hand out, if they haven't already communicated to you, lists of supplies needed, the teacher needs, and we all know about budgets and everything and the trouble schools have. Just help out your students. Have the supplies they need in the classrooms. Do what you can. And help supply the students, help supply the teachers, help them out as well. So just, don't go overboard, but do what you can. Help them all out, I think is really the message. Okay, real quickly, on a little bit of a downer note, and I don't mean to do this in front of Lisa's segment because she's not going to be anything but up. But a couple of things I want to mention from the wrestling world. Danny, you and I are by the way, Kevin Cross will be on our show sometime next month. He and I communicated.
I'm so excited.
He will be more than happy to come on. I just have to set the date with Kevin Cross, and I'm excited about that.
Full 2 hours, right?
If that's what he wants, I'll give him whatever the man wants. So, Kevin, if you're listening, you want 2 hours, we'll do 2 hours with you.
Nobody's going to tell you no.
Of course. Yeah, no, not me. Well, Danny might, but not me. I'll hide behind Danny. So
I'm not.
But the wrestling world, though, this past weekend lost 3 major players. Brickhouse Brown passed away. Nikolai Volkov, who was in his early 70s, he passed away presumably of a heart situation. He had heart issues. Yeah. And his wife went in to wake him up from her nap and unfortunately must have passed in his sleep. But I think the heart-wrenching one, Jerry Lawler's son, Brian Christopher, he was known in WWE as Grandmaster Sexy. Yeah. And he wrestled, I forgot the other guy's name. They did the worm.
Scotty 2 Hotty.
Scotty 2 Hotty, jeez. And, of course, the Usos' father, Rikishi. Yeah. So, unfortunately, he was in jail. He was arrested on July 7th on charges of DUI. And apparently he was found hanging in his jail cell. And by the time they got to him, unfortunately, he was no longer alive. But what they did, because Jerry, his father, was out of state at the time because he was down where I forgot. Maybe it was in Tennessee. I don't remember what jail he was in. But they put Brian Christopher on life support in order for Jerry to get to the hospital to say his goodbyes, and then obviously they took him off life. He was only 46.
Poor guy.
You know, and he had some issues.
Yeah.
You know, he had some things to deal with, and
That's a tough business.
First of all, the amount of performers and wrestlers who've lost their lives or given up their lives over the last 10 years, 5-10 years, is a laundry list of A-plus wrestlers and performers. I mean, it's a shame. But it is a grueling life. I mean, it's physically demanding.
On the road, 300-plus days a
Yeah,
year.
I mean, listen, you sign up for that, you get into that industry, and hopefully when we have Kevin on, he can address it even further about what life is like on the road. But it's very demanding. And let's face it, to get through some of these long stretches of getting out of an arena, hopping in a car, driving 10 hours, sometimes
and doing it injured.
And doing it injured,
Yeah.
right. And sometimes you need a little... What's the right word I want to use? Pick me up to get through these stretches.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying yay, nay, or indifferent, but it's what's out there. It's like any it's like any sport that you devote your physical body to as well as mental being away from home so long.
Right.
But anyway, so it's sad that we've lost these three individuals, and I can only imagine our condolences here from the Aaron's Hour show goes out to all the families. And lastly, I want to touch on this. Last week, it broke that singer and artist Demi Lovato was taken to the hospital on what was presumed to be suicide. She OD'd on, they found heroin in her system, and this isn't the first time, I guess, that she's had issues.
Sure.
She's dealt with issues, anorexia, all that sort of stuff, okay? Sometimes, and I'm going to dig a little personal here, which I usually don't do, but I had a very emotional reaction to this over the weekend. People on the surface, you know, they're saying don't judge a book by its cover.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know, you look at somebody professionally and publicly, and you look at them on the cover, and they're smiling, and you think they're making gazillions of dollars, and everything is wonderful, and what can be wrong with their life? Any one of us would switch with anybody in that stature that's making gazillions of dollars a year, and you think they have the life.
Yeah.
What you don't know, though, is what goes on behind closed doors.
Yep.
You don't know what somebody's struggling. And this is a good lead-in for what I know we're going to talk about with you.
Very much, Aaron.
I'm coming. I had this all worked
leading.
out. Like the way I did that. I just thought of that now as I'm saying it. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors. You don't know what someone's dealing with mentally, physically, professionally, personally, family, financial, whatever.
Right.
If you give a rat's patoot about anybody and they seem a little off in any way, shape, or form, reach out.
Yeah.
They may not. They say, "Oh, everything is fine. Don't worry." But at least you're there. At least they know you're there because you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. People are dealing with medical issues that they don't put out there for the world to know. People are dealing with financial issues that they don't put out in the world.
Right.
They figure, "I'm going to be strong enough, and I'm going to get through this." And I'll tell you what. No disrespect to anybody's religious beliefs. Okay, I mean this in no disrespect. When I was heavy, going through my transition and diabetes and everything else and going through medical issues and whatnot, people have told me and shared with me on Facebook and raise your hands here in the studio if you've heard someone say this to you at least once in your lifetime. God will not give you things he or she thinks that you cannot handle.
Right.
Okay. I told my wife this about the saying over the weekend because I'm still with my health and whatnot, some other things I'm having to deal with now which are brand new. And I said to my wife, I said, if one person comes up to me and says to me, Aaron, God doesn't give things to those who's not strong enough to deal with them. I told her, you better have bail money ready.
Right.
I said, because right now, I don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
I have had enough to handle on my plate over the years, the last 2 years with my weight transition and dealing with some other personal stuff right now. I'm telling you, if one person sends that to me in message, I'm coming after them. I just wish I'd be passed over every once in a while. Find somebody else to deal with some of the things that God wants to test somebody with.
Yeah.
But my point is you just don't know what somebody on the inside of their house is dealing with. And don't judge. Terry Bradshaw, and I'll just end this segment with this little story. I read this story years ago. Those who don't know, former Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback, 5-time Super Bowl champ. Now he's a sports commentator on Fox Sports during football season on Sundays. He dealt with depression severely. He was married multiple times, okay, dealt with issues. But you watch him on the pregame shows, you'd never know he had a problem. Right. You see him on commercials. The guy's laughing. You see him in movies. He's laughing. He's smiling. He's having a good time. But James Brown, who was the anchor of the Fox show, still is today, always did an article and answered an interview about how once the red light goes off, Terry goes hiding. Yeah. The red light goes on when you're on the stage, you can't help but perform.
Right.
And when that red light went off, Terry would go to his dressing room and he'd get depressed and he would do whatever he had to do with cope. My point is, folks, don't judge the book by the cover. You don't know what someone's dealing with. Be careful what you say and do. Don't tell somebody who just had the sleeve surgery, oh, you had help, you took a shortcut. Okay, I didn't have that happen to me, but I met somebody over the weekend whose sister had it done, and within she's only had it a month out, and almost days after having the surgery, this individual was approached by somebody who gave her that line. It doesn't matter. You don't know what people are dealing with. Live with that, accept it, and move on with your life, and let the other people live the way they have to cope with what's going on in their world. With that, I'm going to end this segment very abruptly because when we come back, we're going to uplift the spirits with Lisa Vasquez, holistic life, health coach, and all-around great person, and so knowledgeable. I can't wait to dig in. We'll be back with more of Aaron's Hour right after this.
Do you wake up every day with little aches and pains? Or worse yet, were you injured in a car accident? Were you injured just getting out of bed? If you said yes to any of the above, then you need to call Doctors Danielle Buddha and Jody Altman from the Centennial Wellness Center. Located in the Northwest Centennial Hills area, Dr. Buddha and Dr. Altman make sure that every treatment provided is tailored to your specific aches and pains. The entire staff is dedicated to making sure that the finest chiropractic care is given to each and every patient. Call 702-458-2225 to schedule your free consultation. Centennial Wellness Center, 702-458-2225.
How many times have you looked back at your staff and wished there was a better way to know how well they'll perform at their position? Over time, how much money have you wasted on the wrong hire? Guess what? There's a better way. Upside Business Solutions gives you the tools to understand how your staff will reach peak performance. Other personality assessments, such as DISC, Myers-Briggs, and StrengthsFinder, does not tell you how someone will perform. Upside Business Solutions uses the Kolbe assessment to identify the natural way an individual will take action. With this assessment, the candidate will have the natural ability to meet the job expectations you establish to find the best hire. Contact Vicki at 702-506-2960 to schedule a consultation. Mention Aaron's Hour and receive 15% off a Kolbe A assessment. When you're ready to uncover the mystery of human performance, call Vicki at 702-506-2960 to help bring out the best in your people.
All right, welcome back to Aaron's Hour. 2 hours, one show, the best 2-for-1 deal in Las Vegas. I played that little bit just for you, Lisa.
Thank you, Aaron.
Yes.
What a welcoming.
Thank you for coming in. I mean, you've been prepping for this for months now with me, and here we are.
Here we are.
It's like a wedding or a party or bas
day.
mitzvah. You plan months and years in advance. All of a sudden, the day's here, and poof, we'll be done.
Life, years,
Yeah.
finally figuring out what I want to be when I grow
There you,
up.
I saw that post this morning. That was pretty
see
funny to
that?
see. Lisa is a certified holistic life and health coach, and she sent me this huge bio, which is wonderful. I'm going to use it as reference, but I really, what I want to do, Lisa, is have my listeners hear really from you, okay? Some of what you've done in the background to put you in the position to be this certified life and health coach for individuals. So very briefly, give us a very kind of quick synopsis of your background and what's led you to the holistic world of supporting people.
I've grown up since the age of 18. I grew up in Chicago.
You weren't growing up before 18? I was just curious. I know, were you born at 18?
I started in Chicago, and I chose the field of radiology.
Okay.
I went to school with taking advantage of the opportunity to go back to the hospital I was actually born into.
Oh, wow.
I went to that school. They gave me a career 18 years later.
Okay.
So this was a great avenue that started me off. As I developed through all the steps of taking those roads in that radiology field, I actually came to a conclusion as I sit here today is that my whole life I've been coached.
Right.
And by being coached, I was able to evaluate people, all people, inside and out.
Right.
I've been able to see transparency. I've been able to see, as you were saying, that people do not understand and know what people are living with, because a lot of people themselves, unfortunately, don't really know what they're living with.
That's a great
and
point.
That is a big problem that we're
Right.
having today. Uninsured, what have you, different reasons, but because they don't know, it's a common way that they live daily, and they think that that's the norm, when actually there could be some little lurking avenues in their health history that can
Right.
be taking place and building. And sometimes we feel those effects when we're on the road or wherever we are when we're entangling with
And they
the
can come up and surprise people at any
population.
moment.
Yes,
You don't
that's
know.
what I mean. It just happens right
Just
then.
happens.
It
You don't
just
plan
can
for it.
explode. Yes. So becoming a health coach is the next chapter of my life,
Okay.
taking me down. I started this program a year ago in 2017, January. I went to the School of Institute of Integrated Nutrition based in New York City,
Okay.
health coach. I graduated January 2018.
Yay!
But again, as I've been in this field, I've really seen how much consulting I've actually been doing
Sure.
on individual basis.
Right.
The field I've been in 39 years, I've spoke with people on daily basis, maybe 30 people a day, individual stories,
right.
switching out mine with theirs,
Right.
answering their questions, them giving me questions. I'd find more answers, give it to the next person. It's been an ongoing collaboration together of a wholeness of what our world is made up with, because of especially growing up with
Right,
women,
right.
all women.
And it's funny because in the world of radiology, as you come from, and you're, like you said, you're dealing with patients one-on-one in that scenario of where you're doing your thing. I mean, you're almost like the local bartender, the hairdresser, where people come in for
Really?
that
Yes.
conversation.
That is.
You know, and you don't have a chance to necessarily know them because they're probably in and out with you 5 minutes. But you get in that surrounding and just natural conversation starts. And next thing you know, like you said, people are sharing with them some intimate details, and there you are to provide feedback.
And it's like we've known each other forever in those moments.
Right.
And then I have to say goodbye. But then the next year, they're back. And it's a girlfriend
Annual
getting
visitors.
back together. Yes.
Annual
Yes,
visitors.
and we reunite and pick up where that
Right,
story left
right.
off and enhance off of that.
Now, you mentioned the girls and the gals. More specifically, what do you do in radiology so our listeners
In
know?
radiology, I've done all fields, bone health, radiology, breast health, x-ray.
Okay.
And my specialty is breast health,
Okay.
breast cancer. I've
Okay.
been doing that. That is the biggest moment of my years
Sure.
of radiology, is
Okay.
working in breast health.
Okay.
So a lot of breast cancer, a lot of breast health, a lot of, as you said, switching different hats emotionally.
Right.
There's a lot of things people come in with and not sure. The unknown is always the fear, so I love to bring them education. I'm a mammographer who likes to make sure they really understand, starting at their baseline days,
Right.
what this is all about and what it incorporates for their future.
Absolutely.
And those who just start at a later age, I like to really let them know, where we had started, but we'll meet you right where you're at.
Right,
And that's
right.
the whole goal of life, meeting people right where they're at.
Okay. I want to give out the station phone number if you'd like to talk to Lisa, have a question, 702-221-7283, 702-221-7283. Give us a call. Of course, we are on Facebook. If you have a question that you'd like to shoot into the box here, I will be more than happy to share it online. So let's talk about the definition of holistic practice, okay? I know a lot of people have probably heard the word used over and over, see it on Facebook, see it in social media, whatever. What exactly is holistic health or life coaching?
Well, it's really health coaching. Holistic meaning it's very natural.
Okay.
It's very transparency. It's really looking into your whole person from your view.
Okay.
What a health coach likes to do is be that extended lens to bring to the other person that we're
Okay.
consulting with, to help them view that, because life is so busy that really we're running from here to there, doing this and that, and we're all programmed during the day. We're rooted into these daily routines
Right.
that
Ruts.
tomorrow it happens all over
Right.
again. I get back, I go get that coffee, I go do this, I go
Right.
do that. Lunchtime will be here. This
Right.
is that. This is that. Well,
The old 9 to 5 rut.
we do, but in today's world, a lot of that past history with our environment has changed, and we're not catching up.
Mm-hmm. How much of it is genetic, though, for somebody? Like you see her growing up as a child, that's all mom and dad did was wake up, go to work, come home, dinner, sit and watch TV for an hour, go to bed, start again tomorrow. How much of that is put into our brain out of repetition growing up, though?
continuously.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why we're here to let you know that genetically, those things don't really have to stay existing.
Okay.
We can make those changes.
Okay.
We do not have to live.
We can reprogram ourselves.
We can reprogram, reboot.
Okay. Reboot. I like that.
We
I like
want
that.
to reboot the lives.
Reboot 0.54.
And let people know that the
my
aging
age.
process with life extending,
Okay.
everybody sees that life has
Right.
expanded. And,
Right.
and
People
every-
living longer.
Very much.
Right.
So we like to initiate that program of bringing that type of health. We're like the extra layer in healthcare today.
Okay.
And we like to bring out, once you go to the doctor, you know, they usually give you a diagnosis,
Right.
unfortunately, and now you need to go study that.
Right.
But you've just been
Or here's a
frazzled.
pill for it.
Right,
Right.
let's nuke that. But
Right.
they're not telling you the other effects that it will explode in the rest of the systems,
Okay.
how it all connects, each cell connects. So
I also want to clarify, you've mentioned within the last couple of minutes, your focus has been breast cancer, and men can get breast cancer, though it's sort of rare versus
very
women.
rare. 1 to 2 that I've seen in my career.
Wow. Okay, that's even bigger odds or smaller odds than I thought it was. But I want to stress to the audience that we're not talking about just support for women here.
Correct.
We're talking about support for men and women here.
Because men are so shifty in their health care as far as being at the doctors, again, we don't really know.
I don't
Guys,
want to go to the doctor.
right, they believe it's an aging
Right,
process. This
right.
is just a transition, this is just the way it goes. I'm
Right.
almost going to retire. I'm almost there. So these are pings and pangs that happen. But that's not true.
Right.
And so when these guys come in, it's usually a reaction from a seatbelt.
Okay.
That brings it to their attention.
Right.
Or something that
A
they
wake-up
did
call.
where they pressed on themselves
Right.
from that belt, the inflammation. They didn't even know, but now suddenly 3 days later, okay, it happened again. Why?
Right.
Now they're figuring these things out. So what happens, unfortunately, with men, they become low in their testosterone and increase in their estrogen later on in life.
Right.
They're menopause.
Sure,
But
sure.
they do not believe that exists.
That's
And
why
it
we have a
does.
midlife crisis and get the motorcycles.
Right. But honestly, within the hormone world for men,
Right.
it's androgens. And
Right.
that's not a common word out there.
Never heard it
Male,
before.
right? They don't understand it, but it's so repetition in women's lives.
Sure,
Women's lives is in Cosmo, every book that we can think of.
Mm-hmm.
Men, I've asked a few,
Right.
and they don't really stop and pick those things up. They
No.
keep going.
No.
And they just,
I totally agree. I totally agree with that. I mean, I have a book sitting on my counter in my house that John Taffer wrote, one of his latest books, the guy who hosts Bar Rescue, and I'm still trying to get him on the show. So, John, if you're listening, it's an open invitation, John. Anyway, it's I don't read the book as often as I should be. Like my wife, who
yes,
she
lovely
sits.
lady.
She's got her iPad. She's reading books on the iPad. I mean, she loves to read, and God bless her. Unless I find a topic of a book, generally sports related, or a book such as Bleeding Greed, cheap pop there, Ray, for you, buddy. And Missy, I know you're listening. It's hard for me to pick up books. I just don't have the focal point for it unless it's really a topic that I can get into, and I can't. But that's rare because, like you said, my brain is like the bingo ball cage that's rolling around. I got all the balls hanging in there. It's just going and going and going, and it's hard sometimes for the winning number to come out. Keep your thought on that because we're at the bottom of the hour. I want to step aside for our next break, and we'll come right back.
Thank you.
Coming back on that.
Thank
All right, you're
you.
listening to Aaron Zauer, Lisa Vasquez, Holistic Life and Health Coach. Aaron Zauer, 2 hours, one show, best 2-for-1 deal in Las Vegas. Coming back right after this.
To drop off or pick up a package across town, but you don't have time? Did you leave an item in an Uber or friend's house and need it back ASAP? You name it, and we can pick it up and deliver it to any destination in the Las Vegas or Henderson area the same day. Express services are also available. Rates as low as $12. Visit blazingcouriers.com or call 877-371-9817 or text 702-429-7418. That's blazingcouriers.com.
Heart of Polynesia, founded in 2008, keeps the Polynesian culture alive amongst the community by introducing those traditions to all ages and backgrounds. Heart of Polynesia strives to be a full-service cultural center in Las Vegas. They host and perform luau's, cultural events, birthday parties, wedding parties, and many other private and public events. For more information, visit them on the web at www.heartofpolynesia.com or call Tusi at 702-497-4398. For a taste of Polynesian culture, call Heart of Polynesia at 702-497-4398. Mahalo. Are you looking for someone to provide training to your sales staff? Do you need a motivational speaker about how to handle change? Do you have an upcoming event that needs an MC to handle those responsibilities? Well, look no further than longtime Las Vegas radio personality Aaron Phillips. I am local to Las Vegas, and I can blend my talents with any audience. For more information, please visit www.aaronphillipsvoice.com and book me for your next event or training needs. All right, welcome back. Aaron Zauer coming to you live from Las Vegas, 1400 AM KSHP, Las Vegas. I am Aaron Phillips. Thank you for joining me this morning. Whether you're listening locally on 1400 AM, you're listening on the live stream through the internet, or if you're in the Facebook live stream video room, thank you so much. And reminder, if you miss any of the information, miss anything from our sponsors, you can catch all the podcasts, both the audio and visual, on my website, aaronphillipsvoice.com, which the address is right above my head on the banner right behind me, which is sort of broken up, but you get the point. Anyway, welcome back. Lisa Vasquez is my guest this morning, kicking off our show. We're talking about of holistic healthcare, why we end up where we are, men and women, and kind of what our struggles are and why we need to reboot. And I love that word, Lisa. Kind of reboot our lives at really any point, but I think it's you're kind of making it seem that the best point to reboot as we get a little later on in life and we realize we're in that routine. And why is that?
Well, because we don't spoil ourselves enough at that time.
Okay.
Now we're really rolling, right? 40
Right.
years old, everything's happening. Let's
Right.
go, let's do this.
No
And-
pressure.
Yeah, right. I mean, young free spirit has ended, but now
Right.
this is real world. This is the moment.
Right.
This is life, correct? Well, this is the time that we really need to treat ourselves as a newborn.
Okay.
This is the time we need to start changing the ingestions that we're doing.
Okay.
This is the time we need to bring all that out. Just as a newborn, you want to give them everything really good, perfect to bring up that new life of
Okay.
theirs. You even do it to your cars. You make sure
Right,
your
oil
phones
changes, right,
and
right,
your phones
right.
have all the new software,
Right.
everything, right? But for some reason, the ingestions that we take, apply to our bodies, wash ourselves with, we don't think about that
Okay.
anymore. And those, as research and science has been discovering over the years, is that's what's destroying a lot of our systems,
Okay,
our
so-
functional systems.
So anybody who's listening right now or on podcast, they're going through struggles. They feel they need to shake things up. Let's give them maybe a couple of suggestions on easy things that people can do to just sort of shake the rust off and kind of start the reborn process.
And you know, that's funny because what you're saying right now about shake things off, a small trampoline. A
Nice.
small trampoline in the
Nice.
corner jumping. That's
Okay.
shaking. That's releasing the
Okay.
lymph nodes. That's really getting the body going.
So getting the blood rolling.
Yes, like a little blender. Blending
I
yourself,
like it. I
letting
like it.
everything connect.
Okay.
You know, because a lot of people like to go and eat and then they sit down and then it all just lays
Oh,
there
yeah.
with them and
Oh,
there
yeah.
you go, right?
Nap time.
Right?
That's my favorite part of the meal.
But the body's actually at work and
Right.
it really needs to be working out to work.
Okay.
You know, instead of just laying there.
Okay.
I mean, why do we get up to go work out?
Right.
We get up to get that energy and everything. Well, because I, again, view you from the inside out, seeing all these digestion moments, seeing when you're drinking our barium swallows or...
Yeah, that's a nice kind. Now, that what you're just talking about there, is that some of these products here that help people, or is that something
no,
different?
actually, this is the topical side of our bodies.
Okay,
because
we'll get to that then in a second.
in a
Let's stay where you are.
moment,
We'll
yes.
get back. I thought maybe that was some of what you were just referring to, but we'll get to that then in a second.
In
So
one moment.
internally is what you're talking about with the
Internally,
shakes and drinks
yes,
and stuff.
because again, we've all been told that our brain is a bigger computer than our computers,
Right,
correct? And
right.
it really has all those networks. It really knows what it's doing,
Okay.
and its biggest default is wellness.
Okay.
It always turns to wellness.
And there's so many choices for wellness too that I think confuse people.
Oh, but the body knows what to do to try
Okay.
to find it, and that's what it lurks for. That's what it leeches for.
Okay.
Trying to find out where those nutritions are in that processed food you have.
Okay.
And when it doesn't find that, it sends that to storage. And that storage accumulates after time.
Gotcha.
And next thing you know it's all just sitting there in the garage.
Okay.
And you're walking around with it.
Okay.
And the thing about the nutritional side of it is when you are ingesting the nutrition side of it, it's all going into the fields of glory, glorifying all your cells, making the connections and communications in the body and bringing out this glowish. People are looking at those selfies out here, but really, if you could see the selfie inside and bring that out, here's the transparency.
So let's talk about that then. So when you sit down with somebody, you meet with a client, and you start looking at nutrition, where do you start with somebody who you've never been with to kind of figure out what the body needs, fuel-wise, to feel better? How do you deal with that with somebody?
In the beginning of the consulting,
Okay.
the story starts to unveil
But what they
itself.
do
It
and how their
starts to
life is?
reveal.
Okay.
It starts to give me the insight of where they're coming from, how long they've been there,
Okay.
what they're doing, and the lack of what they do not know of how they can make that change.
Most people, though, don't know what they don't know.
What
I
they
don't know what I
right?
don't know.
No, right?
However that saying
right?
goes.
Yes.
So how do you get them to reveal that, even let alone to you, but to themselves?
Well, I like to
obviously-
start with what's the best thing that you like to eat, and if
Okay.
it's meat, let's go with the high grade.
Okay.
Let's do the high grade meats, okay? Because hormones, antibiotics,
Right.
all that thing that is ingested into
Right.
that, you're ingesting. And back a long time ago when we had that mad cow situation
Right.
years ago, that's when I transformed because I wasn't sure whose hormones I was on. So I wanted to make that stop, so that's how I kind of broke myself down and stopped the meat for a while so I can figure myself out and see whose hormones was I living on.
Gotcha.
And this is what I mean with people. If they love bread a lot, then go for the high-grade bread. If they like a lot of drinking water, that's another big thing, making sure that you have your alkaline pH balances in there, making sure there's those electrolytes, making sure the bottle of water isn't totally empty
Gotcha.
on what you're feeding yourself. I mean, all water is good for us, but
Right.
there really is
Some better than others.
a working water
Okay.
that really, the cells, the body, it all needs
Okay.
that to be brought
What
together.
about the mental side, though? Because now you're talking about the inside.
Yes,
But now we're
yes.
talking about the bingo ball cage.
The
How do you dive
bingo
into
ball
that?
cage. Well, this is the thing about that. I really like starting at the top, especially when I talk to women.
Okay.
We all do a lot of hair coloring. No offense to any shops, salons, anybody that brings out our beauty. I love that.
Yeah, I tried that once to see the
But
results.
The repetition.
It all fell out afterwards.
Bring the.
Remember that
the
can of
repeti-
hairspray? Remember that spray
Yes.
can that would color your head? That was no.
The repetitions of those transitions taking place all the time, all the years, their hair dries out. All
Right.
these things are happening outside of the lack of nutrition that's not helping because I love feeding the hair.
Sure,
Feed
sure.
the hair. Well, when women, if you could just take a break from that, natural shampoos, do something different.
Right.
If you're going to color, then try a better shampoo that's going to really infuse that because that's a rooted routine that you're in every day. You only see the shop every 6 weeks
Right,
maybe.
right.
But that rooted routine where you can nourish the
Every
hair,
day, right.
balance 80-20.
Okay.
Something that, then you can tolerate that stuff that's being put in because you've nourished so well already.
Let me ask you a question that may sound like it's a little out there,
Okay.
okay? But it affects the brain.
Yes.
There's we've been hearing this story for 20 years that cell phone use and the radiation can do things to your brain over time.
Yes.
Okay, companies put out things that you can put on your phone that will deflect some of that from going in, yada, yada, yada.
Yes.
I'm not going to question you if you believe it's true or not, but let's presume, for instance, there is a concern there. What do you how does that impact? Is that somewhat even true to even consider? And if so, how do you tell someone who uses a cell phone an awful lot, sorry, you need to cut back because your brain is frying, you're being radiated, and now you're not able to function as well as you thought? How can they pick their energy back up and protect themselves?
Well, with that, the thing is research is still being done a lot with
Okay.
CAT scans and MRIs, looking at those details, trying
Gotcha.
to find that true answer.
Okay.
To really, cell phones have only been so long right now.
Right, right.
We never had these problems with landlines.
That's-
but we're hearing
that's
this
true.
today with cell phones. And the thing about
Landline, what's that?
right, but the time that's those sets are on your ears.
Right.
I fear for the future that at one point, how will you connect to
Right.
hear that? Because you won't be able to put it near your ear.
Gotcha.
So you'll be on speaker all
That's
the
why
time.
hands-free, right.
And hands-free will be telling you, can you please shut that speaker off? Put the microphone.
That's when you go walking around with the earbuds and people think you're talking to yourself.
Yes,
right?
you're in a can.
Right, exactly.
Right? Yes, so, you're going to deal with that a lot later on in life. So, again, those cutbacks, easing down, trying to relax. I mean, they do have a lot of connections now with Google and different ways to talk. Open, FaceTime, where you don't really have to have it right there. So that is a good avenue to take, just to take a break and lean off that a little bit.
Before I forget, which I did in the first segment, how can folks contact you to meet with you? Phone number, email, website?
Email. I really like
Whatever's
to go
best.
with email, and that would be Reimagine, REIMAGEN.
Go ahead.
Reimagine Wellbeing at gmail.com.
Okay, gotcha. So they'll just email you that they're interested in wanting to meet with you.
Consulting, talking, information, as we're going to go on, as you were discussing these products.
We'll talk about that. Throwing pens at you. We'll talk about that coming back on the other side of the break because that's on the outside of the body you were talking about, right?
Externally.
So we'll talk about that, and I'll intertwine my getting to know you questions while we talk about that too. You didn't study for those, did you? No, see, it's good. See, folks, you have no idea how long Lisa's been laboring to get onto the show and do this interview, and I prepped her about a week ago what to expect just to kind of calm her nerves. I'm not sure. Actually, she's doing very well, right? Am I right? Yeah. Lisa's doing great. You wouldn't know that she's been scared crapless here to do this. So, but we come back. So I'm going to intertwine the last segment with your products, and we'll do a little getting to know you in between that. So I'm going to take a little early break so we make sure we get everything in, and I save enough time in the last segment to go over everything on the external care of our body. Sound good?
Thank you. Yes.
Excellent, excellent. All right, if you have any questions, 702-221-7283 for Lisa. Give us a call. Aaron Phillips, Aaron's Hour. We'll be back with more right after this.
Have you recently looked outside your home at your landscaping and thought, it's almost that time of year to start cleaning up? But then reality hits you and you realize that you just don't have the time you want to work on it. Thankfully, there's a solution. Martinez Lawn Service is ready to help. Serving the Las Vegas Valley for over 15 years, Martinez Lawn Service can help you design, build, and maintain your functional landscape. From simple yard cleanup, trimming, and sprinkler repair to designing desert and water-smart landscapes for you to enjoy and entertain guests. So what are you waiting for? Visit them on their website at martinez-lawn-service.com or call them in their office today at 702-373-0643 for a free estimate to see your vision come to life. Call 702-373-0643. Martinez Lawn Service, over 15 years of service and experience. Call today, 702-373-0643. How many times have you looked back at your staff and wished there was a better way to know how well they'll perform at their position? Over time, how much money have you wasted on the wrong hire? Guess what? There's a better way. Upside Business Solutions gives you the tools to understand how your staff will reach peak performance. Other personality assessments, such as DISC, Myers-Briggs, and StrengthsFinder, does not tell you how someone will perform. Upside Business Solutions uses the Colby assessment to identify the natural way an individual will take action. With this assessment, the candidate will have the natural ability to meet the job expectations you establish to find the best hire. Contact Vicki at 702-506-2960 to schedule a consultation. Mention Aaron's Hour and receive 15% off a Colby A assessment. When you're ready to uncover the mystery of human performance, call Vicki at 702-506-2960 to help bring out the best in your people.
All right, welcome back. Coming around the clubhouse turn in hour number one. My second guest for the second part of the show, Miss Marsha Warfield, is in our green room. I'm so excited. I used to watch her on Night Court. This is going to be so much fun.
Right?
It's going to be great.
My family, everybody, we grew up on that.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's great. I went out and said hello to her, so she knows I know she's here, and I just can't wait. I'm so excited. I got goosebumps for both of you today, you and Marsha.
Thank you.
All right, here we go. So now we've been talking up to this point about the internal, okay, but obviously there's external care, okay? And you brought some products that you share with your clients here. Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
So let's talk about what you have here and who produces it and all that sort of stuff.
Pure Haven. It's a toxic, 100% toxic-free product, external shampoos, face care. And my lead for this is really that, as I tell you, some people are not ready to change the ingestions that they're taking when they eat.
Right.
But maybe they can try some new topical ways that they provide.
At least look better to themselves or feel
well,
better.
feel better for the moment, because once you apply it to your skin, it's automatically ingested into the bloodstream.
Right.
Whereas when we eat, it has transformations to go through to, clear itself out and clean itself
Okay.
up. Lotions and products and shampoos do not have that time.
Okay.
So again, feeding yourself externly
is just as important.
Is just as important.
So what do you have here that our folks can see? What kind of products you have?
Today I brought in some shampoo, and I just wanted to shampoo. I mean, this whole kit with shampoo,
so
conditioning.
that's a whole kit in there?
This is a whole kit. This
Shampoo,
is the box.
conditioner, what else?
Hair spray.
Okay.
Spritz.
Mark Spritz. Didn't he
then
win
I
gold
have-
medals?
Mark
Sorry.
And then I also brought in, it's all baby shampoo. I didn't bring in the face kit that I wanted to bring in, but that has a complete set with toners, a skin clearing,
And you recommend and work with
cleansing.
your clientele with these products as well?
Once they're ready for that big transformation, when they're all the way fully ready to do this, that's the best time that they're really ready to reach for all these
How will they
things.
know that? How will somebody know when they've come so far, or far enough? And how do you know, as working with them, is there something you look for? Is it their attitude? I mean, how do you know?
It all starts with an elimination product.
Okay.
Process.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And it just depends, depending on what they use the most, what ailings they're having, what inflammations, what things we're trying to rule out.
Okay.
I mean, it could be externally processed that you're putting on. It could be. I mean, but that's how it all starts to do eliminations, starting right where they're at.
Okay.
Right.
I want to mention, though, folks, that both the internal care and the external care that you recommend and you work with your clients, this is not an overnight fix.
No.
Because it's taken so many years to get to a point where you need it.
This is all accumulation, and
Okay.
now that's why That's why I'd like to catch you pre-retirement.
Gotcha.
To get you ready for that exit to retirement.
Gotcha.
Because we all know that we're not doing a good job of living longer.
No,
not at all.
Even though the age expectancy has gone up, the mortality rate, but people are not living as healthy a life as they can be at that stage in their life.
I see a lot of retirements, and I see a lot of demises 2 years later. Well,
Wow.
they didn't get to enjoy everything that they worked for.
Right.
You know, we spend a lot of time. The Dalai Lama says that we spend a lot of time working for health, and
Okay.
then we chase our health, and then we have to pay for our health later.
Right, wow.
So it's all about health.
Okay.
So if we could eliminate that and just enjoy vacations and traveling
Your
and
mouth to
family
God,
and
your mouth to
everything,
God's ears. I'm ready for one right now. 52-week
That's what
vacation,
retirement
right, Danny?
should be bringing us.
So let me ask you this question, okay? And give me 2 or 3 myths about holistic practitioners like yourself that the public may have that you want to dispel right now, or at least dispel on your behalf.
Not even recognizing that we exist.
Yeah. There you go.
Health coaches, we don't have a big alarm set out there yet, and that's what we're out here. We're ripple effects making waves.
Sure.
And this is my wave today.
Okay. Absolutely. So the first myth is that people think is you don't exist, but you do, and the type of care you offer.
It's the new layer of health.
Okay.
And it's not really expanded on.
Okay.
You know, we're the interval. We work with your doctors to work with you.
Okay.
There's all kinds of ways that we like to infuse ourselves into your life with practicing with your practitioners.
Right.
We never want you to do this alone with just us.
Do many traditional doctors recommend holistic practitioners like yourself for patients?
It is a growing field. It has just been, it's being announced more and more. It has been taken to Washington to be acknowledged and to bring us out, to be recognized as a big consideration to be added to this program in health.
Now, I know you've done a lot of work in the past up at Summerlin Hospital and some of the hospitals around town. I'm presuming that those same facilities know you're doing this now and have the opportunity to have you work with them in the facilities, right?
At this point today, this is what it was all about, reunifying myself with and communicating back to the community, bringing out the other side.
Okay. Yeah, very cool. So, again, give your email again for folks to contact you.
reimaginewellbeing@gmail.com.
Excellent. Now I'm going to change gears on you. If you want to bring that up. Mm-hmm. Okay, rapid fire questions. Rapid fire. What's your favorite song of all time? That when you hear it, you stop and sing, no matter where you are.
rapid fire.
I told you this was going to come rapid fire.
Gosh.
Favorite song?
Favorite song.
Well, you should know it. We played it in your intro when you first came on, right?
Queen. Oh,
Queen.
you're my best friend.
Come on. Who's your favorite all-time actor?
Denzel Washington.
See, that one you didn't
that
hesitate
one,
on.
motivation,
Did you notice that? You didn't hesitate on that one.
No.
What's your favorite Denzel movie?
Denzel movie.
Besides all of them, because he's in
Yes, really. There can't.
Favorite actress?
Bridget Fonda.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, why?
Why? I don't know. She was just so transformed in Point of No Return. And
Okay.
just to see the power, strength that she developed through that rough life that she started
Okay.
in. Oh,
That's interesting.
That's
All right.
Superwoman.
Favorite all-time movie that you will drop everything to watch when you know it's on TV or cable or whatever?
Point of No Return.
There you go. So that was an easy lead-in. Favorite cartoon character growing up and why?
Favorite cartoon character.
If you had one, maybe you didn't, but
Cuddly Dudley.
Cuddly Dudley.
He was
Who's
on the
Cuddly
Ray
Dudley?
Rayner show in Chicago, and
he's a
then they
local
kind
guy.
of made a little
Gotcha.
cartoon out
All
of
right.
Cuddly Dudley.
Gotcha. What's your favorite genre of music? Just the favorite overall genre that you love to listen to? Rock, country, soft pop.
I'm mixed.
Do you really? So
Yes,
everything
I
from A
am.
to Z?
Well, 80s, had like the
Yeah.
best music, so
Right.
I can't really.
Okay.
say anything for today.
I'm with you.
Yes,
I
so-
love the 80s music.
Yes.
If money were no object, what kind of car would you like to see parked in your driveway someday? Not that you're a materialistic person. I know you're not, but something that you'd love to see in the driveway.
Recently, the Compass.
Really?
Yes.
Why is that?
Oh, the Jeep Compass. You can be rogue, and you can be classic, and you can be everything.
It can be everything. So it's like a what is that little animal that changes colors?
Chameleon.
The chameleon. Thank you.
Yes.
So you're like
Yes,
a chameleon in the
take her
car.
in
This is
the
why I
dirt
have
and
Danny
bring her
along because
back
he helps
out,
me.
clean her up, and look just as
There
beautiful.
you go. I like it. All right. Overall favorite leisure thing to do, and this is right up your alley. What we've been talking about for yourself as well. I mean, people need to relax, take time for themselves. So, what do you like to do just for leisure, besides
leisure.
lounging around in your pool on a brand new float that shows up at your house?
That's it. I've taken up
What was that, by the way? Was that like a unicorn or something?
giant unicorn.
Is that what it was?
It was huge, yes, and your whole body actually immerses in it. You're really sailing
Did
on
that
the
thing
water.
take up the whole pool?
It was funny. My husband tried to throw it over our gate, and
Right.
he threw it into the neighbor's yard first.
So how'd you get it back?
He had to jump over and bring it over.
Oh boy, I
Yeah,
remember
that
those
was
days of jumping
funny.
fences to get
Very
stuff back.
funny. Next
Lucky
thing
it
you know-
didn't pop on the fence.
I know, because all of a sudden it popped in the yard when I was in the water. What?
No way.
Yes, it was funny because
But
he
it did
didn't
have
tell me. It was
but
a
it
very
did have
big
a patch
surprise to
kit
me.
in the box, though, didn't it? Should have.
I'm
Didn't it
not
have a
sure.
patch kit? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
See?
Usually they
That's
do.
so funny.
All right, last rapid fire question, then you're out of the hot seat. Favorite Las Vegas thing to do?
Favorite Las Vegas thing to do. I love rocks. So I love looking
Did you have a
at
pet
the
rock?
mountains.
Did you have a
no,
pet
I
rock
don't
too
know
growing
why.
up?
I just feel the energy off of rock. I love rocks. I pick up rocks from
Okay.
beaches everywhere.
So where do you go? Where do you collect
I
them?
love to go everywhere. I mean, wherever I'm at, I could see a rock. That's the rock. So I love just sitting out, looking at the rocks, looking at the mountains, looking at the rocks. It's
Okay.
It's,
So
it's a very
would you classify that a Las Vegas thing to do, Danny?
Yeah.
People come out. I mean, people do come out here for the
red
nature.
rocks, right?
Right.
But
Yeah.
the nature is under those rocks,
Oh,
right?
right, absolutely.
And there's the beauty.
And
that
that's
comes
one thing
out
people
from
forget
that.
about Vegas is we have such
Desert.
great culture and beauty out here, provided by Mother Nature.
When desert flowers come out,
Yeah.
that's a whole.
Holy shnikes.
Wow.
Wow, rocks.
Rocks.
Rocks. So when she says you have rocks in your head, she's got a whole new meaning, doesn't she? Right?
Yes.
By the way, I'm talking to her husband who's sitting behind camera here, so I'm not just talking to the air or Danny, by the way. You want to introduce your husband? Let the world know he's here? And
Rennie
I'll support it.
Vasquez.
What is it?
Rennie Vasquez.
There you go. Rennie's here with us. How long are you guys married now?
25 years.
How come she hesitated? I'm going to ask you. I'm going to give you the softball. What's the anniversary date?
February 27th.
Is that right?
No. He married me for my birthday. The 27th is my birthday. The 25th.
Oh, man. Oh, no.
He's all into the gift.
I think you need a counselor. I think we need to clear that head. How much time do we have left here, Mr. Danny?
We got about 3.5 minutes.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, very cool. So you're off the hot seat. No more questions about hot seat stuff. So you're good to go. All right. So we've covered a lot. Is there one point in particular in the closing couple of minutes we have that you want to make sure our listeners know about you as a counselor, you as a provider, and what it can do for people?
What it can do for people is
Obviously, reborn them,
we would
re-energize
like to
them.
peel you out
Okay.
of the past environment and bring you into the new world.
Okay.
Into the new refreshing world, bring in better attitudes, better lifestyles. We're the extended lens of you, and you really do exist in there. You just can't see much because we're surrounded by so much noise and business and rooted routines.
Right, like the old saying goes, we can't see outside the forest.
There you go.
We don't know what's outside our own blinders.
There's so much.
Lisa, I got to tell you, you did very well this morning. All that worry for nothing. You did great. A lot of great information. So give your email address again for my listeners to reach out. And if you don't reach out to her, you're doing yourself a disservice.
Wellbeing@gmail.com.
Give it again because I talked over you.
reimaginewellbeing.gmail.com.
Okay, the website will be coming.
Yes.
And you are
under construction.
And you are on Facebook.
Yes.
So it just
Lisa Vasquez.
all they have to do is look up your name, Vasquez. You'll see her profile pictures, her smile right there on her page. And also this video is being covered on your page as well. So your fans and people on your page are looking at you as well.
Thank you.
Isn't that great?
You
did wonderful. She did good, didn't she?
She did a great job.
Thank you, Danny.
All right. Now you can see
Aaron,
you're natural
yes,
at this.
Eileen, give
There
her
you go.
my
I certainly
thank
will.
yous
All right,
so
guys,
much.
that wraps it up almost for our first hour. It's been a tremendous first hour, a lot of great information. And again, folks, some people don't know about holistic practitioners, and it's something that for many people would be a great addition to your healthcare and lifestyle to have someone like Lisa, especially Lisa, to be able to talk to and have someone outside the forest kind of grade where you're at and the things that she can recommend to do. So please reach out to Lisa. She's on Facebook. And if you missed any information, this podcast, both audio and the visual, will be up on AaronPhillipsVoice.com. Okay, well, we're wrapping up hour number one. We're going to have news coming up. And on the other side, hour number two of Aaron's Hour, folks, the great comedian, writer, actor, star of Night Court with Harry Anderson back in the day from New York City. I believe the show was on for like 9 years. You know her as Roz, the bailiff. We know her as Marsha Warfield. She'll be live in studio with me on the other side. Folks, don't go anywhere.
And stroll the golden sand to Sweetheart Sand, the summer wind. Like painted kites, the days and nights, they went flying by. The world was new beneath the blue umbrella sky. Then softer than a piper man, one day it called to you, and I lost you to the summer wind. The autumn wind and the winter wind have come and they have gone, and still the days, those lonely days, they go on and on.
It's the Vegas Bowl, Tuesday morning at 10 on AM 1400, KSHP North Las Vegas, and KSHP.com.
USA Radio News.
President Trump's personal attorney, Rudy